Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. Now, of course, today's no different. Today, we're back to talk about Lisa Rinna, Ronald Richards, Erika Girardi, the saga that never stops. Before we do, guys, if you haven't already, you know what to do. Go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now, with that, hit that intro.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Okay, guys, so it seems like Lisa Rinna came to Erika's defense over the weekend on Instagram when it comes to a lot of these terrible death threats that Erika is receiving. And honestly, we've had a lot to say about all of this, but at the end of the day, that's one thing that I'm not going to stand behind or even pretend that I condone. One, I don't condone violence. And two, threatening somebody's life. You might think a lot of things of this woman, but threatening her life, threatening death, wishing death, any of that, absolutely unacceptable. Now, of course, Lisa Rinna has insisted that her and Erika are both devastated over the victims and what has actually been going on for or with the victims from Tom Girardi's legal situation. It's just a hot mess. And she did have something to say about it. But of course, Ronald Richards was not going to let her say something without tweeting something of his own. This is what was said. Lisa Rinna posted on Instagram, be angry, be scared, be hurt, be devastated, cry, feel all of the grief, feel all of the feelings. But please don't threaten to kill us or our families. We are out here, doing the best we can with a real life situation that is playing out in real time. And we are devastated for the victims, orphans, and widows. Please be patient and hope that justice will prevail. Amen to that. Now, this post wasn't for no reason. I mean, Erika has shared that she's been receiving death threats. One of them said that Erika needs to be executed, which is disgusting. It's horrific. It's horrendous. It's just something that you shouldn't even say. Again, you shouldn't wish that on anyone. At the end of the day, I know a lot of us or a lot of people feel that Erika Girardi should at least say something on behalf of the victims and hopefully do her best to help get them the money that they are owed. But it wasn't her law firm that was committing these crimes. I also know that people are like, well, she had an Amex bill. She was spending money. She was spending the victim's money. That is this huge allegation that everyone, it's looming over this whole scandal. Everyone wants to know, did Erika know and did she spend any of the money? That's something that will have to play out in court. We can't say whether or not she knew because we don't actually know. But what we can say is we're hopeful that she will do what's right in order to have the victims get what's rightfully theirs. But I'm also, reading these death threats and these comments, and I'm like, you're taking it to a whole new level, a disgusting level. And I think, in my mind, Lisa Rinna, by her addressing this, it's the right thing to do. You shouldn't, I just couldn't imagine what somebody would feel like sitting in their home and receiving these and being scared to walk out of their home. It's just, that would be terrifying. Erika did respond though by reposting the death threat and said, trying to kill me now? Stop threatening my life. Okay. Again, Ronald Richards did tweet out about Lisa Rinna and he said, pretending you care, Lisa Rinna, while you're referring Erika Girardi to your business manager to make a successor company and publicly claiming that she lacks any legal culpability while doing absolutely nothing for the victims falls on deaf ears and rings hollow. This is not TV, and your words do matter. Ouch. All right. Guys, we do know after doing our interview with Ronald Richards this past week, it has made headlines for multiple reasons. One of those reasons was this Amex bill, this $14 million Amex bill that nobody knew about, and he broke that exclusive on my channel. It raised a lot of questions only because on the show it was mentioned, I don't have a card. My husband gives me cash. And all of the women were wondering, wait, what the hell? You don't have a card? So how do you pay the valet? And that wouldn't have been the first thing that came to my mind. So how do you pay the valet? But for some of them, I think it was Garcelle who said it. I guess that was one of her first questions. But the other thing that he made known, but by Lisa Rinna going beyond saying, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt until proving guilty, she is saying she didn't do anything, that she's basically innocent. And that has caught her on Ronald Richards' radar, saying or suggesting that he can serve her with a deposition now and call her in because he wants to know, well, if you didn't, or if you think that, or if you're saying that she didn't do anything, how do you know that? We want to know what you know. How would you know that she didn't do anything? Because you're not saying, oh, I think she's innocent. You're saying she didn't do anything. So if that's true, we want to know why you are saying that. And I don't think that Lisa Rinna was expecting for that interview to come out and stating that she could potentially be deposed. With that, guys, we've also talked about Garcelle addressing the Fox Force 5 and talking about the whole gang up on Sutton. She feels like it wasn't fair at the table because all of the women had their own reactions. But when it came down to it at Kyle's Christmas party, it was only Sutton who received all of the backlash, especially after Dorit threw Sutton under the table, saying that Sutton called a meeting and Sutton letting the women know, especially Erika, that she talked to a lawyer about Erika's legal drama. Garcelle pretty much thinks, I think in my mind, that the Fox Force 5 is a joke, and she doesn't know when there's only 8 women, why are you separating them? For what reason? And I think Garcelle has a lot of great questions. I'm also interested in seeing how the rest of this season plays out. When are we going to get a mid-season trailer? And what is actually going to happen in the next week's episode? Are we going to see a moment where, you know, Sutton has finally gotten under Erika's skin to the point where Erika gives that threat? Is that next week? I don't think so. I feel like the producers, Bravo, the network, they do such a good job at leading us into the next episode by giving us a little bit of a cliffhanger, but we don't actually ever get to see what we want to see. And then finally, when we get to see it, sometimes it's great. It's great TV. And sometimes it's like, that's what we waited for this whole time. But I am excited to see. I mean, I want to know what's happening. This is a very real scandal. You can't say this is a pre-manufactured storyline. There's no freaking way. That's a lot. All right, guys, my biggest questions for you right now, here it goes. 1, how do you feel about these death threats? Do you think they're as atrocious as I do? 2, when do you think we're actually going to get the Sutton-Erika showdown? Do you think it's this week, or do you think it's the week after? Or are they going to drag it out until the end of the season? 3, what do you think the biggest revelation will be out of the reunion? Now, we know they haven't filmed the reunion yet, but all of the women will be in attendance, including Erika, and she has made it known that she will be there. How do you think that's going to go? I need all of the answers to the questions in which I asked. All right, guys, go ahead and do that. Comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.